side by side to clean off the tires and put a little heat in those tires. And others you'll see when they first came out, they do jackrabbit starts because they want to burn off and get a little more heat in those rear tires. The Hoosier tire, the official tire here at Tucson Speedway. So giving them a few laps here, and now we get the one to go. One to go. As they come back to the line, the lights are off on the pace car. Ron Norman, who will be here next week. He is your current points leader in your super late model division. Oh, he would love nothing better to cap his season off with a $2,000 win of the first annual Chili Willy. On the outside of him, your points leader, Scott Straken. And then we go to the 14 car of Brad Moyer, the 7 machine of Don Doherty. We drop on back to row number 3 inside. That's Brad Roush. Outside of him, it is John Lashley. Green flag. We work lap number 1. 3 wide into turn number 1 for the lead. As they come off of turn number 2, still 3 wide. Who gets the run? And it's going to be Norman on the middle. He will have the lead, but oh, so short a lead it was because here comes the 77 of Straken. Strachan as he goes into turn number 1. He will have the lead using that outside groove. Ron Norman in the middle groove as they head out of turn 2 down the backstretch. Into turn number 3, the 77 of Strachan, the number 48 of Ron Norman. They'll stay side by side through 1 and 2. Here's the 14 car up to third. That is Brad Moyer, the 7 of Doherty, sits back in third, but a long ways to go. This 25-lapper. Tire conservation as Ron Norman moves up and takes over the lead from Strachan as they head out of turn number 2 down the backstretch. Into 3, they'll stay single file. Keep an eye on the 7 car of Doherty. Looks like he's starting to get that car dialed in a little bit more, getting the tire pressures up. The 05 of Lashley sits back in 5th. He's followed by the 12 of Brad Roush. Norman well out in front. Got that lead here just a few laps ago, and when he did, he was able to pull away from Strachan. And then the 14 car, been in third for a while. Brad Moyer not able to make any kind of a move to gain any ground on that second place car. At one point, Doherty in that 7 had made a move towards the third place car, but now has fallen back a bit. No challenges being applied at this point. But again, very early in this one, only 8 laps into 25. This great racetrack with the multi-banking. The bottom a little steeper, and then the middle groove, and then the upper groove. It was designed for 3 wide racing, and we saw that on the start. Everybody here in the late model division right now has settled in here with your leader, Norman, by a good 15 car lengths over Strachan, and then Strachan has a 10 car length lead on the 14 of Moyer and about equidistant back to the number 7 of Doherty. And then about a straightaway behind our 4th place car is John Lashley in the 05. And then in behind him a ways is Brad Roush. Be 12 down, 13 to go. I had to take off my shoes to work on that one. Ron Norman saying, this is how I want to run next week, or 2 weeks from now, on February 8th for the Chili Willy. Way out front. Weather could be exactly what we're seeing here today. So they may be getting some ideas on a setup for their super late model. As we work the second half of this 25-lapper, Ron Norman got the lead, lost the lead, then got it back, and has held it ever since.
We're going to listen in while you're talking, Scott. We're going to listen in to the number 14 of Brad Moyer. As Brad and his spotter talk to each other when they do.
Well, we're probably not going to hear it.
Clear all around, man. Get up there, get up there. Find the line they like. Get up there.
Well, what he's telling them is climb up on the wheel a bit, and let's see if we can get a little bit more out of this car.
4 cars back. 4 or 5 cars back. Clear all around. Get up there. Find the line. Find the line.
Telling them to find the line that the car goes the fastest, feels the most comfortable. And that's what a spotter will do. Not only trying to keep an eye out for traffic around you, but also just trying to keep your momentum up, your enthusiasm up.
About 4 cars back, and he's trying to gain on you. He's starting to gain on you. Get up there. Get on the wheel. Go, go, go.
Yeah, that's the 14 spotter for Brad Moyer.
3 to 4 cars. 3 to 4 cars back. Clear all around. Get it going. Get it going.
Don Doherty is starting to close in on Moyer right now, and that's about the closest race we have. That is for the second, make that the third spot as the 12 car goes down a lap to our second place machine. Right now, Moyer is losing ground to the 7 car. And who are we listening to now?
2 cars back. You pull him on the straightaway. He's gaining on the corners. About 1 car back. 1 car back. And he's probably going to go on the bottom this time by.
All right, so we've got Doherty now has caught up with Moyer.
Inside.
And Doherty goes around as he tries to make the pass on the bottom of the racetrack. And Doherty, who was trying to move himself up into the top 3 in a podium spot, loses a bunch of ground as he gets going again. But a big break right now for Brad Moyer, who was slowing on the racetrack. His spotter has been talking to him about getting up on the wheel a little bit and finding a better line, and that wasn't happening. And Doherty got in, got underneath, and as they went into turn number 2, Doherty's car slipped out from under him, and he will now fall to the back of the field.
And they're working on that. The track officials trying to get everybody back in the order they need to be in, as you say, who needs to be at the back of the field, and getting them all bunched up for a restart.
Well, this will be an interesting restart because we've got 21 laps completed. That's 4 to go. So Norman, who had the lead, with now Stricken right there with him.
The 14 in front of the 05 is exactly what they're asking for.
Right, and the 14 car is your third place car. That's Brad Moyer. And then we'll see where the 7 car ends up in all of this. And that is our second place in the points, Don Doherty, but right now he was 4th in the race. I think we're moving Lashley up. The 12 car was down 1 lap. So we get the 1 to go. Looks like the lineup looks good. So Norman, will this be a good start with that outside position? He chose that one. And the 77 of Strucken trying to see if he can do something with him here with 4 laps to go. It's never over until that checkered flag falls, and we just saw this race that was pretty well decided. All of a sudden it comes down to a 4-lap trophy dash here. All right, here we go. Green flag is out. Oh, and the 7 car has a problem on the start. The 7 of Doherty on the start went to get on the throttle, and the car broke loose again. Now, whether it's because he had dirty tires or if he has some other mechanical problem. So we stay yellow, and we're going to restart that one all over again with 4 to go.
And again, getting them all back in the right order is going to take a couple of laps here as they're sorting out who belongs where.
So now you wonder on Doherty, who's second in the point standings, only 11 points back of the 77 car for the 2013-2014 championship. That will be decided. I believe it's June 7th is your last race of this season. They're going to announce here shortly that they're going to run a little mini-series during the summer. So you're not going to have the big long break that was anticipated. We're going to try to keep racing coming at you all year round. So they keep the yellow flag out. They're going to go take a look, I believe, at the racetrack to see if Doherty kicked any debris up onto the racetrack.
Yeah, they're saying that there is a little debris there now, and Doherty is saying over the radio that that there was a little debris that caused him to spin out there. So
Okay.
they'll get that cleaned up, keep the cars up high as they go around this time. You can see the safety truck pulling up there to protect the workers, and this safety crew just does a wonderful job here.
Oh, they certainly do. Great job. When I was here a few weeks back as a spectator, I was very impressed. So the yellow flag remains out. Norman still holding on to that lead, but he knows now that he's got his work cut out for him for 4 laps. Our next event is already lined up, our Hornet Main, and immediately following that, we will decide who is going to be the Arizona State Pro Stock Champion for 2014.
And we have about 3 more minutes to go here, says the track crew, in getting this cleaned up and the track ready to go once again. And they're going to be going double file for the restart once they get this cleaned up, which is down to about 2 more minutes now to get this cleaned up.
Well, you can imagine 2 weeks, February 8th, I think everybody on the West Coast is all of a sudden waking up and paying attention that Tucson Speedway, the former Tucson Raceway Park, is back open. They all love this racetrack. This will be the first annual, and it's only going to grow from here. I'm been associated with what we call our summer showdown up at Evergreen Speedway. We started off with 10,000 to win, and then it went to 12. This year we just announced that we're going to 20,000 to win. A June race. We started off with 30 cars. We were close to 50 this last year, and we expect 60 to 70 this coming summer. So if you're heading that direction, racing's over here, so come on up and join us. But, of course, you're going to want to be here for the Chili Willy at your home racetrack and find out who takes home the first annual. And remember when those T-shirts are going to be made 12, 15, 20 years down, and they have all the names on the back of the T-shirt.
Yep.
Whose name will be the first on that T-shirt?
We don't know yet, and we will find out. They're coming around double file now, and looking pretty good. Track officials considering a start. 1 to go. One at the line.
All right, we'll try this all over again. We'll see how everybody does on this next attempt at our restart here on lap number 22. Strucken on the bottom, the 48 of Norman on the outside. Then you can't count out back there in that third spot, the 14 of Moyer. The 05 of Lashley's also up into the mix. And if he can get this car to handle, the 7 of Don Doherty. All right, here they come. Back up through the gears and on the pedal, and we go racing, and a big jump by Norman. Norman got the jump on that start, but can he hold it? Strucken on the inside. Who gets the run off of 2? Oh, it's Norman. Oh, boy, that car is sticking really well. But Strucken's going to try to stay with him, try to keep the pressure on, try to force Norman into some sort of mistake. Here comes Doherty on the bottom of the racetrack. He takes over as we got the 14 car of Moyer way out of shape on the front stretch. Does a fantastic job to gather it all back up. And but we'll lose a spot to Doherty. But here comes Strucken on the inside. He's going to stay with Norman. They'll stay side by side. It will be 23 down, 2 to go. Can Strucken on the inside. Oh, he slides up the racetrack. He really had to back out of the throttle as they come into turn number 3 and 4 here with
in the back stretch. We have a
the 12
spin.
Car. Yes, the 12 car. That will bring out the caution. Oh, my. I'm not sure if this is what the driver, the 77, wanted, Mike. He had some momentum at the bottom of the racetrack built up. So Now we're going to come down. It looks like a potential green-white checkered situation.
And he lost that momentum that he had going, and I suspect he's not too happy about it. Looks like the 12 car is going to be okay, and we're still under yellow as they want to double them back up again for a restart here. Let's listen in to the number 14 of Brad Moyer and his spotter as they try and get things straightened out on the track. And they're getting lined up. 14 next to the 7, 12 next to the 5. They'll be getting one to go at the line.
Okay, one to go. Now, we saw Norman get a good jump on that restart at lap number 22. We now go back to lap 22. 23 had not been totally completed by everybody, so it's going to be a 3-lap shootout here.
They reverted back to lap 22. And
Rocket on the inside,
looking
Norman
good.
on the outside. Here they come, 2 by 2 by 2. Green flag back out. Keep an eye on Moyer. He's looking to the inside of Strachan. That's not what Strachan wants. He wants to stay up there with that 48 of Norman. Norman gets a much better run this time. He pulls out by 3 car lengths. The points leader, Strachan, Scott Strachan, trying to come back on the inside. Norman, Strachan, Doherty. That's how they run here with 2 to go. And Strachan may have used up his car on that attempt after that first restart, because he's not able to stay with Norman. Norman is the first under the white flag. 1 to go for Norman. Strachan, Doherty with Moyer on the inside. Keep an eye on Lashley. Lashley's going to try to make a move here to jump into the top 4. He dove to the inside, but Moyer slams the door on him. It's going to be a win for Norman. Strachan fouled by Doherty, and then Moyer, Lashley, and the 12 car of Roush.